How's it going, everyone? K-Lummit here, and today we are going to be talking about a racing game on the PlayStation 1, and that game is Demolition Racer. This is a game that I grew up with, a game that I really love. I have some nostalgia for it. In fact, I have a lot of nostalgia for it because I used to play it a ton as a kid, and playing it as an adult, let me tell you, it's still just as good as I remember. Maybe not graphics-wise, but gameplay-wise, it's still amazing. I love the way that this game plays. There's no other racing game quite like this one, especially with how the races work, because coming in first place, it's still important in this game, but it's not the main priority. Coming in first place will give you a higher point multiplier, and basically, wherever you place in the race, you'll have a different multiplier for your actual score. And how you actually get your score is by causing as much damage to the other racers as possible. So, it doesn't matter necessarily if you come in first. All that matters is that you do a lot of damage to the other racers, and you place high enough where your multiplier will just boost you way past whoever's in first if they haven't done enough damage to the other cars. It's an interesting way of doing it. It's the only racing game I've ever seen do something quite like this, and I think it's really cool. And other than that, just other than, the gameplay mechanic itself, this game has a lot of fun to offer players. First of all, you have quite a few different vehicles you can pick from. You can change their color. It has a little color slider, and you can change their colors. You can pick a little logo for each of your vehicles. And then you go into the races, and the racetrack design is so well done. I love the racetrack design. One of my favorites is when you're racing on a cargo ship. I really like that one. I think it's actually an aircraft carrier, now that I think about it. But it's a really cool track. I like that one a lot. And there's just a lot of really cool ones. Some that take place like on-road and then go off-road and stuff like that. And there's so much chaos going on because there's 16 cars in each race. And you are constantly running into another car, and you have a health meter in this game, and you gotta watch your health meter, because if you lose all your health, then you get a DNF, did not finish, and you basically forfeit the race, and you don't want that to happen. So you have to be careful, too. So you have to kind of watch your health bar, because you're trying to do damage to other cars, but at the same time, if you're hitting them, and you're getting hit too much, that's damage to your car as well. You're taking a slight bit of damage whenever you hit a car, so you have to kind of plan ahead and be like, okay, I can't take too much more damage on this lap, so, if you're on lap 3 and you have 20 health left, you should probably just finish the race instead of worrying about trying to wreck someone, because you're probably going to blow up if you try to wreck anyone. So, interesting way of doing it. I think that's pretty cool. I like the health bar system, and you actually can get like these little power-ups in the race and stuff like that. And it's basically just stuff like, you get repaired, it will repair you, or you can actually hit crates that will do even more damage to you. So, you gotta watch out for those too. But there's little crates that you gotta watch out for that could help you or hinder you in each race. I like the different game modes that they have in this. There's like this tournament mode, and then there's, of course, your single race mode. And this game, of course, has a Demolition Derby mode as well, which I love. It's called Last Man Standing, and it's just you trying to do as much damage to the other cars as you can, and it's the same concept as the race. Do as much damage as you can, and wherever you place in terms of whenever you explode, wherever you explode, that will be your standing. And the higher you place, just like in race mode, the better multiplier you get for your actual score, your actual damage score. I really like this game. It controls pretty well still, too. I think it controls pretty well. It's a little bit slippery, but it's not a huge deal. I think it's something that's easily, something you can easily get over and get past once you get used to the controls. I use a D-pad whenever I play this because I like using D-pads on PS1 games, so old PS1 games, especially racing games. I really like using the D-pad for them. But I think this game still controls well. I think it still looks pretty good as well. It's not, again, it's a PS1 game. It doesn't look fantastic, but, I think it's still plenty playable. You can tell what's going on, and, you can tell what your cars look like. You can see your symbols on your car and your decals and stuff like that. So, it still has quite a bit of good stuff going for it. The race designs are great. The course designs are great. The vehicle designs are awesome. I love the way that the vehicles look and the names of them and everything like that. I really like this game. It's a lot of fun. It has just a lot of attitude in it, and that's what you want in a Demolition racing game. If you have not played Demolition Racer, this is, I personally think, a must-own on the PlayStation 1. So that tournament mode is actually called Demolition League, and let me tell you, it does get difficult. It starts off pretty easy because you just need to place, at a certain standing within the race to go to the next one. But as you progress through the Demolition League and you get to like the final levels of it, it starts getting tough because it makes it so you have to finish first in each race to be able to go to the next. And that can get pretty difficult to do. However, it does let you save before the race, so you can always go back and reload to that save anytime you need, so you don't have to redo the entire Demolition League, and that is great. I'm glad that it lets you save before the races, so you can try as many times as you need without feeling like you're going to lose progress. Of course, I'm going to be a little bit biased towards this game because, I did grow up with it. However, I will say I'm usually pretty decent at separating my childhood memories from, my current video game reviews. If something's wrong with a video game, I usually try my best to let you know, but there's really not much wrong with this game. This game is pretty fun. You may spin out sometimes, and, that's a little bit annoying, but that'd be like the only thing that kind of holds this game back a little bit, just because sometimes you'll spin out and it will almost feel like you spun out from just hardly anything at all. It feels like the slightest thing can cause you to spin out sometimes, so maybe that would be the only thing I would complain about. But however, I don't think it's a big deal. I still think that this game is fantastic. I love this game. I think that it's a banger. I think it has great music. I think it's one that you should definitely pick up on the PlayStation 1. In my opinion, this is one of the best PlayStation 1 racing games. Also, in my opinion, this might just be one of the best racing games of all time. It's fantastic, I love it, and it's pretty cheap. You can pick this game up for around $10, and if you pick it up for around that price, I think you're doing pretty good, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun, especially experimenting with all the different types of damage you can do. You can do so much different damage in this game because, you can hit them, and you can get just you get different amount of points for what type of damage you do. So you can hit a car and, you can get, like 50 points or something like that if you hit them hard enough. And then you can also start fires on the cars, and you get more points if you make a car set on fire. You get even more points if you ramp and you land on top of another car. And you get this thing called Death from Above, and it will immediately make that car explode, and it's awesome. So I love this game. I highly recommend it. I think it's a lot of fun. And that's where I'm going to end this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe button down below, and I'll see you next time. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.